Hello, good evening. It is the Watch Along Toffee TV. It's me. It's me on my own doing this. So who knows what could happen? Could be carnage. Who knows? Who knows? Let me know if you know, that make sure you can hear me and all that. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? You can see me and hear me. But thank you to everyone who has decided to come in and join me and watch this game. The two teams, let's quickly go through them. The Portugal side, Diogo Costa, João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Renato Veiga, Nuno Mendes. That back four so strong, of course. Got João Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes in midfield, Pedro Neto, João Felix, and Cristiano Ronaldo up top. Martinez proudly singing the Portuguese national anthem there. Uzbekistan, I've got Nemetov, Kusanov, Abdulav, Ashramate, Karimov, Harambo, Shurikov, Nasirayov, wow, Faizulev, Eldor Shomaru, and Aziz Ganiv. That is their side. Shomarodov is the one who stands out there. He's been a good player for a while. And obviously Kusanov, the Manchester City centre-back, who was excellent as well. It should be a good game, this. Obviously, Portugal were expected to win against the Congo, DR Congo, Dr. Congo, as some people have called them, DR Congo. They were expected to beat them and didn't. So this is going to be a really, really interesting game, this. Don't forget, I'm probably going to be 30 seconds behind, maybe, because obviously I'm streaming. And there'll be the telly, then I'm streaming, then it's getting fed back to you. So just be wary that you're probably going to be a little bit ahead of me as well. And try not to spoil it for everyone as well with goals and stuff. Yeah, Phil, I had a go. I haven't got a clue, have I? Let's have a look. I think Kusanov did well. Shomarodov, I did well. Karimov, I'm happy with. Ganiv, I'm happy with. Hamrabekov, yeah, Shukarov. I've done all right. I've done all right there with them. Should be a good one. Should we do a little poll? Why not? While we're here and we're waiting. Who've you got? There we go. Who wins? Let's do three, because remember last week, or in fact, was it last night? I only do two options, but I'll do three tonight. So we got Portugal, Uzbekistan, and let's add one more, a draw. Right, there you go. You can now vote in the poll. Who've you got? Make sure that you're hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Should be an interesting game. David Eo, behave yourself, man. It's on the advert. You're not getting me that quickly. It's got to be Portugal, hasn't it? Surely. That's what we're expecting. That's what I'm expecting anyway. The other night they weren't brilliant against Congo, but Congo did well. They're going to have to. Will Ronaldo arrive at the World Cup? We've obviously got Messi on 5 goals, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe on 4. So people like Alan Shearer, Harry Kane, Alan Shearer, because I've just seen him on the thing. Harry Kane is on. Alan Shearer. What the heat is getting to me. That's why. Phil Gaiman says can only see a win for Portugal and Ronaldo scoring. Mark Chester's gone 2-1 Portugal. Eltel has gone Portugal. Toffee's gone Cristiano Ronaldo. Suey. He's give it the first Suey. Carla is dying in the heat. Carla, that's not good. Make sure you hydrate. I've got a fan on in here that's basically like, that's it. It's so warm in this room. At least I'm on my own. So I haven't got anyone else moaning about it as well. Toffee said Bobby Brown shoes will bottle it. There you go. LTL said, I said Duncan Ferguson. You just, you in this heat, things just come out, don't they? Things come out. There's the VAR not there and to look at the camera anymore. I need to get ready with this, don't I? I'm all right at this moment in time. Simon Story says Portugal 98% to win. Okay. Gareth says, dislike Portugal because of one player, but hope they win as England may get them in the next round. Otherwise, and you just know Ronaldo would have had his one good game and knock us out. It could happen. It could happen. I know, Phil, I don't even know where that came. I was watching it before. Watching him, so he's obviously in my mind. Big Al is in my mind. Sam Matterface just choosing, left the first couple, just went for Kusanov. See, at least I had to go. At least I had to go. Ian Murphy says, I've reluctantly gone for Portugal, but I think the Uzbeks might pull off a shock. David Eo Martinez, 10 years ago since he left Everton, wasn't it? God, a lot's happened in then 10 years, hasn't he? DL. Jacob did come in, but he's gone. He's gone. So, yeah. You'll have to just put up with me, Carla, so I apologise. It's just watching a game of footy with me, so that'll either be awful or you'll enjoy it. Who knows? Who knows? But Cristiano Ronaldo. Toffee says 11 years since he picked Alcaraz over Stones in Kiev. Yeah, definitely. Crazy. Absolutely crazy, innit? There he is. Big Bobby. Have we got the... Sorry, just checking everything is good. Fabio Cannavaro, the Uzbekistan coach, I mean, it's just, you know, it's mad. Want to get the first half right, don't I? There you go, we're underway. We're underway. It's all fun and games till the goals go in and I've got to try and remember how to do it. But we'll have a laugh. We'll have a laugh, won't we? And straight away, Portugal coming forward. Good tackle. Simon Story says, I play again and give odds on game. Okay. El Cel says, I thought Moyes was in the USA. He working at home for TalkSport. Hope he gets it right back. He isn't. He's in the States, isn't he? The manager. Sure, he's in the US. Goes to his place in Fort Lauderdale or wherever it is. And he's just been on the Al Zoom. James Farrelly did Bruno for the first goal. Phil Gaming says Martinez has made Portugal worse, like he did to Belgium. Well, he's had two unbelievably talented squads, hasn't he? So if he doesn't deliver, I know he won the Nations League for Portugal, but if he doesn't deliver, he's had two fabulous squads when you think about it. El Cel says, who do we think will be the top scorer? I'm going Mbappe overall. I mean, Messi's been fantastic, and he might. Portugal and gone into the box, late short. Back out to Neto, round the corner. Good ball across the 6-yard box, well dealt with. A minute and 35 seconds. Good ball from Fernandes across. Bruno Fernandes, should be saying now, right the way across. Toffee, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I know, Gareth, they've still got the ball in the box. Real chance. Oh! Bruno Fernandes there with the shot. And it's behind, I think, for the corner. The long throw just dropped in the box. Good start by Portugal. This is how they had to start. There's the ball in there. Cut back. Oh, lovely drag back. Move the bar to corner to Portugal. This is exactly... They have started R7. CR7. Emma's got a tenner on Portugal. I think they'll win, Emma. It's a corner. It's gone short. Portugal work it out to the box. Come back again. Now it'll come in. It's in flat. And Uzbekistan just smuggle it away for a throw-in. Should have just let it clear. Shukurov just kicked it out for a throw-in. Phil Gaiman has gone Messi top. Yeah, listen, I won't put it past him. He's been fantastic. I just think Mbappe with their team got two last night. The chances he gets, the power and pace of him, but he'll be nip and tuck between the two. And Messi's been fantastic. Could have had 5 last night, Messi. So who knows? Who knows? He's been absolutely fantastic so far. Now, Emma's got Portugal to win the tournament. It's a decent bet because they're a good side. I think France will win it personally, but these have got a good side. There's Mendes down the wing. That's a great ball in. And Ronaldo, dear me. It was a wonderful cross. And he seemed to get there as well. And whether he took his eye off it, that is one hell of a ball from Nuno Mendes. Oh, it's a great ball in. Ronaldo coming in on it. Oh, it's gone under his foot. Hell tells us how good Messi for 39, Ronaldo brilliant. And they've done unbelievable, haven't they? To be competing at this level, at the ages they are, is sensational. Not just competing at this level. Ronaldo, yeah, I think he's definitely, he's massive diminishing returns to what he was, but Messi is dominating on this level at 39. Well, 38, 39. Was he 39 today? Tomorrow. He's been fantastic. Absolutely joy to watch. But Ronaldo's been brilliant as well, to be fair. Ronaldo's 41, I think, isn't he? King Hoddle says Mbappe scores that all day long. Yeah. Comes back again, ball whipped in. It'll be easily dealt with by Uzbekistan. It is. Want to take it up the pitch, give them some relief, and they've won themselves a throw-in. Fernandes moaning, not like him, to start cry Arsenal. The Simpsons did predict it, so it was absolutely worth a bet. James Farrelly, no, I'm going to go home and watch it with my dad and Zach. Mate. So, the 3 generations watching it together. Uzbekistan coming forward, but it's back with the goalkeeper. James Graham said that's why R7 should CR7. Let's call him. Let's not abbreviate for him. Richarlison's R7. He's CR7. Give him his. Phil Gaiman says I think France or Spain will win it, even though one England. We'll know a little bit more about England tonight, won't we? They were brilliant against Croatia. I mean, the 2 goals they give away weren't great from a defensive perspective. They go again and on Portugal on the attack again. 5 minutes, 48 seconds, and it's been all Portugal. Will a ball come in? It might now into the box. And it's a goal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's arrived. It's a brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant start for him. And Portugal are ahead. 1-0. Took it brilliantly. Great ball from Cancelo. And Cristiano Ronaldo, Suey, has smashed it in. Absolutely brilliant goal. He's not getting anywhere near Messi, Carla, but that is a brilliant goal. You can't take it away from him. Great delivery. And they are up and running. Brilliant start. Brilliant start. It was a good finish. It was a good finish. Brilliant from Cancelo here on the outside. Great ball in. Oh, it's a great move. It's a brilliant goal. Let's not take anything away. He's moved brilliantly and finished it. Has a good centre forward. Should move towards the ball. Get it across. In you go. 1-0. Not waiting for it. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic for him. 1-0. Suey. RCO 225 says, Baz, any idea who we get to replace Ndiaye? And who should we get instead of Dewey? Now he's too expensive. I don't know in terms of Dewey. I don't know if he is too expensive. I think Everton hang on in there. There's Bellanova if you want a winger, if you want a more defensive right back. Wan-Bissaka, Jed Spence, maybe if Spurs are looking to get rid. And Jai, it depends. You'd want a different. Up the ball back again there. Yeah, sold the keeper short. I think we need a different profile of Ndiaye goes, to be honest. I think we've got, we may well have Grealish again. We may well have Tyreek George. We've got Tyler Dibbling. I'd be looking at, I don't know, someone like Tolles over in Belgium who's quick, or maybe Fatawu who's got that real, lightning pace about him. So there are options. It depends what you're trying to do. I just think we need a slightly different style profile than what we have with the wingers when Ndiaye's there. That's if he goes. He might not go. We'll see. Where are we? James Graham says CR7's probably still better than what we've got. Yeah, it probably is. Of course he is. Bill Gaming says this could get messy for Uzbekistan if they're not careful. Absolutely it could. And that is going to be now for a throw in 8 minutes, 56 seconds. Portugal 1, Uzbekistan 0. Cristiano Ronaldo, after around 6 minutes, giving Portugal the lead. England will play Portugal if Portugal don't win this game. Ian says, are we certain Ndiaye going though? I'm not certain. That's what I'm saying. If he's, he might end up staying. If you ask me a gut feeling, I think if someone bids a decent amount of money, I think he'll go. But it's whether someone's going to bid for him, that kind of money. He's got 3 years left on his deal. Everton, the sort of ball, Everton have got hold all the cards, really, don't they? Got a player on with 3 years left of a deal. Then there's no real worry about him, not getting what you want for him. Now, David Moyes might decide he'll judge whether or not he feels Ndiaye wants to stay. And if Ndiaye wants to stay, then, the manager, and I'm sure the club will just say to anyone, if you want him, it's whatever. But if he feels as though Ndiaye's focus isn't there and he wants out, then it's about getting the best price you can and reinvesting that money. But at the moment, there's no sort of evidence that he's going to go, he's going to down tools or anything like that, is there? I mean, he didn't even get on the pitch last night for Senegal, so we'll sort of wait and see. Darren Cooper says, Baz, what's your thoughts on maybe the Welsh boys coming to us, Harry Wilson and Nico Williams? No, they're ex-cop, but can see us help them. Harry Wilson did really well last season. I know he wants big money. He's talking to Leeds, isn't he? And Aston Villa are monitoring it as well. But he is in our news today because Everton have been linked with him again. So I don't know about that one. Nico Williams, he's a decent player. I'm not sure if he's 100% David Moyes' idea of a right back, but both decent footballers, there's no doubt about that. The Sensi millionaire says Beto's way better than Ronaldo. They'll win this, says David. Eeyore, Dogs of Shaw says, any word on Ghana contract? I just assume he had an option. We had an option if he played 28 Premier League games or more, and he played 25. So the ball's in his court, and I'm not convinced he wants to stay for another season. Maybe he's just mulling it up. Maybe he's thinking he'll sort of see how he feels after the World Cup. But it wouldn't surprise me if Idrissa didn't stay. But doesn't mean he won't. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just, wanted to go back to France or something, to be honest. Where are we here? RCO says Ghana Gay looked absolutely shot yesterday. He's finished, I think. Fair enough. He was good against France in the first game. Phil Gaming says, don't blame Ndiaye for leaving. He's ambitious. We're not as a club. Simple, really. Gareth Hughes says, if England top the group, they'll play a third place qualifier in the last 32. And then likely Mexico in the Azteca in the last 16. Tough. King Hoddle says, Senegal should play Ndiaye more. Well, they have been. It's been a shock. In fact, their manager, Papa Chaw, is under all sorts of pressure now for not playing him. Senegalese fans are fuming with him. So I don't know what's gone on. James says, what do you reckon Ndiaye not starting for Senegal will affect his value? I think he'll be in the next game because of the reaction to him, them not playing him. Uzbekistan come forward. Oh, I don't think he had to hit it that early. It's too hard to keep it cleaned it up. I think he'll play the next one, that's for sure, and then it's up to him. I don't know. I think the Premier League teams want him. They know how good he is. They've seen him doing it in the Premier League, so it probably won't affect it that much, to be honest. As Portugal break again, the ball's into the box again. It's overhit. Uzbekistan, no, they give the ball away. Neto's gone down. Portugal will have a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area to Buchan as well. They're all over the place here, Uzbekistan. They really are. 13 minutes, 45 seconds. Portugal have a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. David Ayor says, I was watching the Daily Live before, I think everything is too quiet at Everton at the moment. Yeah. Eltel says it's so quiet, the transfer window for everyone. Well, it is quiet, and I think it was probably always going to be like this with the World Cup. I think we just need a few people to come in and lift the place. I think the way we finished the season wasn't brilliant, obviously, cost us Europe, and we need a lift. And I think when you need that, you want to see new players coming in. We know what we need. So, Cristiano Ronaldo is over the ball. What a surprise. 14 minutes, 41 seconds on the clock. Portugal trying to organise themselves. He wants it. Fernandes wants it. The Portuguese fans all with the phones in their hand. We'll see. He's got it to target. Uzbekistan just trying to break the game up here. It's been a tough 15 minutes for them, it really has. Ronaldo's over it. Hasn't scored a free kick for a while. Is he going to stick this one right in the top corner and be up and running? If he scores this, he moves level with Harry Kane in the competition. Currently 4 behind Messi. There we go. 15 minutes, 30 seconds. Free kick to Portugal. Edge of the penalty. The referee trying to make sure the back still. Portugal trying to do a wall in front of a wall. Ronaldo gets ready to take it. Stands over it. Is this his second goal of the night? Gut feeling says he'll hit the wall. But gut feelings don't often count. Let's see. The phone's in their hand coming up. Sure, the foul was about a minute and a half ago. He looks to the heavens, Ronaldo, he's not happy. The referee still trying to force Uzbekistan wall back. He's warned them about 6 times. But here we go, Cristiano Ronaldo. The deep breaths, the visualisation. There we go. He left it. It's 2-0. It isn't Ronaldo. He left it. And it's tucked in brilliantly. The left foot. What a free kick that is. And fair play to Ronaldo. He went through his routine. His heavy, big breath. Not heavy breathing. That's a different thing. His deep breaths. And Nuno Mendes with a left foot. Brilliant finish. It is game over, I think, already. For Portugal, they're 2 up, just under 17 minutes gone. What a start. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan. That's a brilliant free kick. Ronaldo motions, and the goalkeeper's got to do better for me. It's straight, it's at his side as well. And you know what? If that was Jordan Pickford, Dixon would basically throw his mic down, be on the pitch, getting Pickford, dragging him into the crowd, giving him sly digs. It's Portugal 2. It's Uzbekistan 0. Brilliant strike. Brilliant strike. P. Macker says, to be fair, Baz, Messi should have been sent off in the first game. He could have done that lad's Achilles. Carl says, hi, Baz, sad to see you on your own. Right, listen, it's fine, mate. It's absolutely fine. At least you get some sense out of me. The ball's gone into the box from Uzbekistan. Portugal give it away. Comes out again, Ed. Can he work it? One more, a man over. It's come. Shot comes in straight at the keeper. But Uzbekistan's first attempt at goal, 18 minutes, 10 seconds in. Phil Gaiman says Mexico in the Azteca is really tough. Yeah, it is, definitely. Ian Murphy says Brighton have done a deal for Michael Svoboda from Venezia. I'm not saying we should have signed him specifically, rather that I'd like to see that type of deal from us. He only cost £4 million. Everton probably don't know who he is, in all fairness. I don't think Andy Burnham can help Everton at all, Darcio. He just helped them by continuing to buy a season ticket, I think, mate. Danny says Mexico v England. We know Emma will be supporting. Do we? Something Emma hasn't told us. LTL says City watching and Jai. Spurs the shocking one for me, and Newcastle United. Newcastle owners be off soon. They'd let the goal go. Yeah, it was grim. All of the fans on the phone there, wasn't it? Gareth, Dixon will be scrapping Pickford, says James Graham. Yeah, absolutely he would. This will be a high-scoring match for Portugal. Uzbekistan are struggling massively here. 2-0 down, 19 minutes, 38 seconds. They're all over the place. Toffee says, just realised the England game being on the BBC means no Lee Dixon commentary. What a day. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's it. That kind of relief. You know, you can't buy that kind of relief, can you? When you realise that Lee Dixon isn't doing the commentary. Absolutely tremendous. Andy Burnham meeting Trump, says David Eo. That'll be a laugh. Yeah. Yeah. Mexico, Portugal is okay, that's the final. Fair play. It's a free kick to Portugal, 20 minutes, 28 seconds. They're in round the back again. Cut long, and Uzbekistan smuggle it clear. Another lovely little ball. He starts again. João Felix winning the throw-in. 20 minutes, 41 seconds gone. Back to João Felix. Little round the corner again. They keep getting in. Mendes clips it across. It's cleared. It's come out the volley into the floor. Uzbekistan half clear it again, but then give it away. Portugal start again, but seeing it out wide. There goes Neto. Couple of step overs. Checks back. Goes on the outside now. Stands it up towards the back post. No one coming in on it. And Uzbekistan should clear. They don't. They take too long. Give it away again. They are all over the place at the moment. Just right now, Uzbekistan look like the worst team I've seen in the World Cup this year. They're absolutely awful here. 21 minutes, 33 seconds. They need to calm down a little bit. Lewis Roberts says, all right, Baz, hope you're well. Do you think it's been a bit harsh on the AFCON teams having such a big tournament so close to the World Cup? I don't know, Lewis, to be honest. It was January, wasn't it? And then you've got the World Cup in June. They decide the dates, don't they? They knew this World Cup's been set in stone. Maybe they could have moved it. I don't know. Maybe they could have had it in a different year. It's a tough one for Ants. Into the box, cleared. Obviously, I wouldn't tell them how to, what to do with their tournament, their big tournament, but they've known for a long time. They're giving everything away. They've gone, haven't they? Absolutely gone. Where are we? Garrett says, now France, Norway and Argentina have qualified. With those golden boot contenders be rested in the interest of the team, or will they play the final group game chasing more goals? As a striker, as I would want to play. No question about it. I'd be saying to me manager, don't even think about dropping me. If you're Messi, you're in the groove. Got 5 goals in 2 games. You want to knock another 2 on that chart. Haaland's got 2. in each of his 2 games. He's not going to want to sit out, is he? You definitely want to play. Everton Abigail says, sorry I could not join you on the watch along. Suffering from seizure, migraines and long COVID. Bloody hell, Abby. I hope you're all right, Abigail. Get well soon. David Eeyore says that's when they do it. They need to make it a summer tournament. Phil Gaiman says AFCON has become a farce after what happened in that final. Well, we're at the first hydration break. Portugal at 2-0 up. Cristiano Ronaldo on 6 minutes, I think it was. And Nuno Mendes with a brilliant free kick around about 16 minutes, something like that, has given Portugal the victory, I think. It's safe to probably say at the moment, but certainly giving them the advantage. Just seeing Ronaldo's goal against a great goal. Great ball in. It's poor marking in all fairness, but he's just swept it in brilliantly. And then Nuno Mendes, good free kick. Keeper probably should have done better, but good free kick. Carla says Norway are dark horses for me this tournament. Got more good players than just Haaland. Yeah, they definitely have got more good players than just Haaland. There's no question about that. No question about that one. Steve Bentham says, hi Baz, what do you make of Ndiaye not playing for Senegal? Could be something in his attitude, even at country level. I have no idea, Steve, to be honest with you. I know that the Senegalese head coach, Papa Thiaw, is getting pelters for not playing him and for not bringing him on. He's under real pressure now. Some suggesting he'll be binned. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It feels a bit weird. If he's injured, why haven't he just come out and said so? So it feels a bit weird. He only got 7 minutes in the first game, and he's been sort of a mainstay in their team. So I find it a strange one, that one. Carl says, Baz, I know I keep going on about it, but is Hamburg defo happening? As far as I'm aware, Hamburg's happening. But I thought, hasn't it been confirmed? Stuttgart's definitely been confirmed. Hasn't Hamburg as well? One's the 1st, one's the 8th. So the 15th is the home game. It hasn't been confirmed yet who we're playing, mate. King Hoddle says Japan are my dark horses. Very much all about the collective. They work so hard for each other. Absolutely, they're brilliant. Japan have been absolutely brilliant. Could they do it, you know, when it's sort of all the pressure's on? Don't know, but they have been brilliant so far. Carla says they're great to watch, very energetic. They are. They're fantastic. They're fantastic. We've had 26 minutes. It's 2-0 to Portugal. Just comfortable. Absolutely, you know, easy for them at the minute. Uzbekistan just haven't got going at all. Ball down the line, and Portugal will clear, which they do. Gareth says, think it's unfair to say Ndiaye's a bad attitude as he's considering a move as any professional would. Never a sign of any bad attitude since he joined us. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad attitude. I think he might want to move on. He's 26, isn't he? He'll want to play Champions League and all that. Danny says, yeah, Hamburg's the 1st. Red Times says CR7 should get 4 goals here. He should, really. They're all over the place. They just got to create for him. If they create some more chances, he'll score, I think. Carl said, thank you, sir. No, not confirmed there that it was due to the agreement with the women's team that they're waiting on. Oh, well, as far as I was aware, it was sorted, mate, but I could be wrong. Japan could have Brazil in the last 32, says P. Maka. Mark Chester says, agree with Japan, solid squad. And Ian Murphy says, I'm all about Japan, love the country in general. It's a market we should explore player-wise. Totally agree. I totally agree, mate. Some excellent players in Japan's squad. The ball comes in. Uzbekistan trying to push forward a bit more, and it ends up back on the halfway line. Phil Gaiman said, I thought Curaçao were bad after the 7-1 battering, but this Uzbekistan team are terrible. They have struggled. This is the most I know, listen, Curaçao, at least they equalised, didn't they? But this is the most I've seen a team struggle in the World Cup. Yeah, Carl, just enjoy the German beer if you go, mate. Enjoy the German beer. The free kick to Uzbekistan, 28 minutes, 10 seconds. The 2 down. Just 10 yards inside the Portuguese half. Even, you know what? Even just controlling the ball. Dear me. They have had an absolute shocker here. It's like men against boys. This has been really such a weird. And Portugal messing with the ball. Uzbekistan have it back. Oh, and they just scored an absolute worldie. Wow. Well, I did not see that one coming. They have been so poor here, but they are back in the game. João Cancelo, I think it is, on the edge of the box. It was just a terrible bit of play. Real poor bit of play. Awful control from Uzbekistan. Then it went back to Cancelo. Awful bit of play on the edge of the Portuguese box. Slide tackle in. Lad takes a touch. Bang. 2-1. 2-1. They're going to check it. Let's see. Ah, it's a foul. Oh, I think this may well get ruled out. It's a hell of a strike. It'll be a pity if this gets ruled out. Oh, it's a great strike, but I feel like this may well get disallowed. Yeah, his foot's on his shin. Yeah, it's going to get disallowed, isn't it? I think it's going to go back to 2-0. He's gone back one more time. Has he fallen before he's kicked? Yeah. It's going to go back, isn't he? He's fuming, the ref. But he's going to disallow it. Pity, because it's an absolute screamer. Ganiev, it was a hell of a strike. But Portugal got away with it a little bit there, messing around. Hell of a goal, that, though. What a strike, though. Where are we? Yeah. Garrett says, some decent pre-season games for Everton. Back in the day, I'd be on a jolly to Germany and Scotland. As a married dad of 2 in my mid-40s, I'll be going to Bolton. Yeah. Tata, no, I'm not going to do. I want to go and watch it with my dad and my lad, to be honest with you, mate. So, no, I'm not going to be doing the England game tonight. Carla says, warning sign for Portugal. Oh, don't switch off yet. Absolutely. Erwin says, is Tim off to Hull? Well, that's the story today, that Hull wants Tim Irabunum, 20 million. And I honestly think if Everton get a bid of 20 million, they'll sell him. I think Everton are looking at bringing 2 midfield players in this summer. Whether they do or not, I don't know. But obviously, Hayden Hackney, it isn't a like for like for Tim. Hayden Hackney, obviously, there's a big interest in Morton Humeland, but I don't know whether they could get him. But that's what they want. So therefore, I could see them. I could see them selling him for that, to be honest. Toffee says, this is why VAR is rubbish, chalking off goals like that. Disallowed goal when getting battered and playing badly is defo Everton at Anfield. Yeah. Yeah, VAR ruining the game as usual, says Danny. This is it. They basically slow everything down. I mean, I think he did catch him, but the ref seen it in real time and Cancelo was playing for it. I don't know. Cancelo did kick the ball first, though, and then he went down. So maybe they should have looked at that. Does the foul, if it's a bad foul, I get it, but did the foul alter what was going on in the play? Uzbekistan free kick. It's a deep one to the far post. It's too deep. 32 minutes, 53 seconds. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan 0. P-Macher, yeah, the foul was after Cancelo. Gave the ball away. The goal should have stood. Yeah. Carla says 20 million would be good for him. Doubles our money, doesn't it? It does double our money if we sold him. And for him, you know, he's 23 this month. Is he a first team regular now? Well, he did play 29 games, or was involved in 29 games overall last season, which I think was his best number. But if David Moyes doesn't think that he's a first team player, then it's the way it is, isn't it? That's the way it is. But it is a pity that Uzbekistan goal being disallowed, because it was an absolute screamer, wasn't it? Right into the top corner. Belter. Everton Abigail said, I understand the hydration breaks in the heat are right, but they really are sponsorship breaks with hydration as a secondary reason. Well, yeah, maybe. Uzbekistan coming again. Not always it. Keeper came and stopped, just bounced through. Yeah. James Warland said about 15 million in PSR profits. Got to sell them. Yeah. James Graham said the lad had a legitimate chance of tackling him, so it's a goal for me. And Ian Murphy says, yep, Carlo, we paid 8 million for Tim, so 12 million profit. We are a famous AFC. Adam, I'm all right, mate. How are you? How are you? So we've had 34 minutes and 39 seconds. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan 0 at the moment. Portugal on the attack again. The attacking momentum has definitely shifted towards Uzbekistan in the last 5-6 minutes, which it needed to. I mean, they were struggling like anything early on, weren't they? There. There you go, cleared. Uzbekistan clear it. Headed back infield. Oh, Vegas missed it. There's a break for Uzbekistan. Got to pass the ball. He's travelled brilliantly. Get on the outside, show. Oh, you lazy. Mendes is quick, to be fair, but the right winger didn't look like the desire was to get there first. He just sort of jogged it, and Portugal will break quickly. Brilliant play. There you go. Fernandes off. Coming again. João Felix Fernandes making the run. Uzbekistan clear it. 35-54. Carla says the drinks break should be shorter. Their tactics breaks too, which I don't think should be allowed to this extent. Lone Wolf says wouldn't mind Kusanov. Yeah, he's done well. We had a famous AFC. Adam says good, thank you, mate. That's good. The ball again on the edge of the box was Uzbekistan. Knocked forward and kicked out of play. Ronaldo rolling around. Now he gets up. Well, what can you do? What can you do? Let's see. Not a foul. Not a foul. If you're just joining, make sure you give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It really helps the channel, helps us grow, and obviously means a lot to us as well here at Toffee TV, so thank you very much for that. Bruno, has he had an assist at this World Cup? I don't think he has, yeah. I don't think he has. Uzbekistan, they've recovered well. The opening 15, 16, even 20 minutes, they looked absolutely dreadful. They've settled down a little bit now. Obviously, had that goal have stood, it would have been sensational. But that's football, isn't it? It's football. Now they're going to look at everything wise, and if you've gone in and there's an opportunity to rule a goal out, it seems that that's what they want to take. And that's kind of what they did, so. Ball forward. Portugal get a good play. But Uzbekistan win it back. Starting to win a few of the tackles now. It's this bit in the transition that's so slow on the ball. But Portugal break quickly now, and here we go. Into the half. Fernandes carrying it forward. Ronaldo trying to stay onside. Cristiano Ronaldo! It's a goal. It's 3-0. His second of the night. Was he onside? The shoe. He's dropping the shoe. It's 3-0. And that is football, isn't it? Uzbekistan thought they were back in the game at 2-1. He's timed that run. It brilliant from Bruno Fernandes. 3-0. It's 2. He is now level with Harry Kane in the World Cup. 2-2. There they go. Is he offside? That's what I want to know. Timed it brilliantly. Fernandes does brilliantly. I'm not going to see from here, are we? Lovely ball. Great finish. Where's Kusanov here with the pace? I want to see the line. He's obviously onside, isn't he? Because there's not even any sort of suggestion that he's offside. The great finish. It's 3-0. Game over. Took it brilliantly. Martinez is delighted. There's the shoey. And fair play. You know what? Fair play to him. He's took his goals brilliantly tonight, Cristiano. 2 brilliant goals, and he won't be finished yet in this game, I'm sure, if they defend like that. That's them giving the ball away in transition again, getting caught. They had the ball. Loose pass, Portugal have sprung them. Fernandes takes it and off they go, and it's a lovely ball and a fantastic finish. But, you know, if that goal would have stood at 2-1, might have been different. Well cleared by, was it Ruben Dias? Was it Vega? Here he is, Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal's record World Cup scorer now with 10 goals. It is just me tonight, Divinity, yes. Let's have a look here. Carla, what am I at Jinx with? Tell me. Eltel, thank you very much. Alex, yeah, just me on my own tonight, mate. Cal says, who do you think will be in the final? I think France will win it overall. I haven't looked at the routes to the final, so I don't know. If you were talking about squads, the 4 that I think you couldn't rule out for semi-finals, I don't think is... And I have to put England in there, you know. I was really impressed with them against Croatia. We'll know more tonight against Ghana, won't we? We'll know whether Portugal come forward again. So another chance. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. João Felix, should have gone yourself. Stop trying to square it. I don't know whether it was Croatia on the way down and England caught them. We'll know more tonight. But England were impressive, I think. Portugal is strong. Spain is strong. But I can't look past France, to be honest with you. We'll see. But then I watched Argentina last night with Messi and I was like, tough one. But I do think France will win it overall. Phil says Uzbekistan making it. They are. Uzbekistan have been shocking here. They really have. Tom Sloan says, where is the hate towards Ronaldo now? Oh God, there's a break. There he is again. João Felix. 41 scoring goals. Yet all the people most say are better were fat and retired at 34. Don't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about the real Ronaldo, this fella's not even in the same galaxy. R9 was just miles better, but Cristiano's been brilliant. But it's a different time now, mate, isn't it? It's a different time now, but he's been brilliant. He was absolutely garbage in the last game now against the Congo. Oh, okay, Cap. Yeah, but Carla, that's me building the game, isn't it? That's what it is. Richard Benson says, doing a great job, solo bars isn't easy. Cheers, mate. Phil Gaiman says, England have to do better with so poor defensively. They were, but they could have scored 8 or 9, couldn't they? It was the best I've seen England going forward for ages. Uzbekistan have a shot that looks more at home at the Magic weekend at Hill Dickinson in a couple of weeks. That was shocking. That was shocking. Eltel says, I think the heat will tell on England. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, mate. Maybe. King Hoddle said defenders were far better than R9's time as well. Yeah, imagine R9 playing against Uzbekistan here when he was in his pompey. They got 7 or 8. Yeah, his knees, he had 2 absolutely career-threatening knee injuries. Still came back and bossed the World Cup. He's just different grade. He was just a different level. Cristiano's been brilliant, but Cristiano's not even at the same level as Messi. So, but he's a fantastic player and he's had an unbelievable career. But just enjoy him. If you love him, enjoy him. Where are we? Yeah, we've had 44 minutes. It's 3-0 to Portugal. They're in total control. Uzbekistan have it 10 yards outside the Portuguese penalty area. They just look devoid of any sort of ideas. It's gone back again. Is there a ball coming into the box? No, back. And they're going to end up back at the halfway line. Goalie was on there. I've seen Everton do that quite a few times at Hill Dicko. Just pass it back to Pickford there. Will the ball come in? Nope, they give possession away and Portugal will break. Oh, it's brilliant play. Fantastic. Unlucky. In the end, it took 4 of them to stop him. And it'll go back to the goalkeeper. Ronaldo will close it down. Knock forward. Diaz won the header. And Portugal's build again. Mendes. Angle ball forward. Uzbekistan will deal with it. And they'll start to build again. That's a nice little bit of football. It's got to keep the ball, that's it. Off you go there. Don't just hit it anywhere. They do, and Portugal have the ball back. We're going to find out how much additional time we're playing any second now. We're having an additional 6 minutes. 3-0. Absolutely in total and utter control, Portugal here. Carl says Lee Tai was better than Ronaldo. Phil Gaiman says Ronaldinho and Ronaldo were inane. Both players were incredible to watch. Yeah. Ian Murphy says R9 would have smashed Uzbekistan on his own, let alone with Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, et al. Yeah. Listen, I don't think people should hate on Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's definitely coming to the end. There's no doubt about it. He's done brilliantly here. He had a really poor night against Congo, but he's been a fantastic footballer. And to still be doing it at 41 is fantastic. But it's all about his body and his conditioning, which you have to admire. It's incredible. But when we're talking about other players, we're talking ability, skill, technique, finishing, real, genuine, unbelievable footballers. Had they had all of what's available now, all the data, all of the sports science and all that, then some of those players would have kept going as well and would have been brilliant. And some of those players got kicked out the game, and I'm talking about, Ronaldo, Nazario, I'm talking about players like Marco van Basten, if you want to go back even earlier, whose career was brought to a premature end. Does Uzbekistan have a chance? Edge of the box. Oh, and they're too slow again. And the referee gets in the way, and the play will stop. His careers because of scissor tackles and stuff. Players like Cristiano Ronaldo would have had the 2 injuries R9 would have been finished years ago. So it's all whatever area you're in. That's all you can do with him. But he's been a fantastic player, Ronaldo. Where are we? Carla says different types of players as well. CR7 more of a goal scorer than players like Messi, better all round. Yeah, well, Messi scores tons as well, Cap. I get your point. Cristiano is a centre forward now, wasn't he? Started as a winger, he's gone to be a centre forward. I'll be there. King Alf says, Baz, all by yourself, mate, fair play. Yeah, all by myself. Thought about just binning it and going home and watching it at home, but I said yesterday I'd do it. And so, therefore, I'll do it. Nathan says, Baz, do you think the USA has a chance against the better teams? We're pressing and using our athleticism well, but wonder if having a good team chemistry is enough. I have been impressed with the United States, but I do think that having fantastic team spirit, being really fit and able to cope with the conditions will take you far. But I do think that if you were up against someone like France, you'd have to be incredibly lucky. Things would have to go your way because they just have so much quality. They're so powerful as well with the ball. But they've been brilliant, so you just enjoy. You get on a roll. Listen, you never know what can happen, of course. You can never know what can happen. Dogs of Shore says, I remember Rooney bossing France in that kick behind you. Yeah, absolutely. And he signed it as well, mate. Look, that's his signature here. So I'm showing you. It's not even on bloody camera. Sorry. There. Let's see. It's signed there by him. When he came into the studio, we got him to sign it, which he obliged. Let's have a look. King Alf says, I still prefer you than any commentator on the TV. I don't know whether that's a compliment to me, King Alf, or they're just terrible, the commentators. Probably a little bit of both, maybe. Or maybe I'm just less poor at it than they are, maybe, something like that. But thank you very much. It's, I do appreciate those comments. Where am I? James says, think I'm just jealous. Still playing a 41. Still playing a 41 in a World Cup is incredible. Still scoring goals in it is incredible. Let's be honest. Here they come again. Portugal, the ball in. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was half a chance to get Cristiano in again. We're into the final minute of the additional 6. It's Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0. And Portugal in absolute command of this game, as you'd expect. Uzbekistan have, for large parts of this first half, have chased shadows. They really have. Here come Portugal again. They're in round the back again. Ronaldo's on his own. Oh, it's off the line. I mean, they looked offside again, but clearly they weren't. Uzbekistan are struggling to live with Portugal here. This could get 6 or 7. That's an incredible clearance. Cristiano thing. I mean, he's 71 yards offside, but obviously it's second phase. Good ball in. He tries the little flick and it almost goes in. It's a great clearance, actually. He does brilliantly there, Ronaldo, to be fair. And a good clearance. It's Kusanov who clears it off the line. Unlucky, almost a hat-trick for Ronaldo. It is. We are at half-time. And it is 3-0. What have I done here? First half. There we go. 3-0. Cristiano Ronaldo as a first half brace. They have struggled big time. Uzbekistan there. Portugal 3 up. Where are we here? King Alf says, thanks for doing this watch along. Thank you very much, mate. Adam Galloway says, staying fit and injury free is a skill. It is. It is. Eltel says Ronaldo 41. Incredible. It is. Portugal was so poor against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Looks like they were playing Dr. Pepper. Yeah, there's Phil Gaiman. Tom says that's the problem though. People talk about other players' ability like Ronaldo hasn't been. Unbelievable. People act like Ronaldo is from 33 onwards. He's been brilliant, Tom. He's been absolutely fantastic. He has. There's no getting away from it. Look at his record. Look at what he's won. He's been a fantastic footballer. He really has. And still brilliant now. Still scoring goals. Carl says, at least we know Portugal won't win this tournament. Martinez as the manager. Nathan says, thanks, Baz. I agree with that. Yeah, Nate, you know what? You never know. You never know. Get momentum, which you've got a little bit of. You've got the home support. Good, really, really good coaching, Pochettino. Good team spirit. Need a bit of luck, as most teams do. So you never know, you can go far. Tom says, now Cristiano was kicked in the Prem, doesn't get injured because of his lifestyle, not having 20 pints a week in kebabs. You can't put him above CR7. I can, mate. He was just miles better, and he was doing it from 16, 17. Unbelievable. He's miles better, mate, honestly. For me, you have your opinion. I have no issue with that. R9's the greatest centre-forward I've ever seen. Had it all. 2 horrific knee injuries. Ronaldo wouldn't have recovered from one of them. CR7. So, if you love him and think he's one of your best, brilliant. But, and I've got no issues. One of the best, of course, he's one of the best. He's not in my sort of top 5, 6, 7 players that I've seen, but he's a brilliant, brilliant footballer. Messi's the best player ever to play the game, then Ronaldo. Then, you know, I've got Maradona's in there, R9's in there, Zidane, those kind of players. But Cristiano's fabulous. Goal scoring, brilliant. The Premier League, getting kicked in the Premier League, I'm not having. Loads of players have done that. Wayne Rooney's unbelievable. And he got kicked 3-4 times worse than what he did. Cal says Rooney's sound. I remember my dad saying, where are we? When we sold him when I was a kid, gutted the club, sold him, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. Club sold him behind his back, so he decided which club he'd go to, which is right. If a club's selling you from underneath you, why wouldn't you choose? Why should you just go where at 18, we're selling you to Chelsea? No, you're not, mate. If I've got to go, I'll go where I think I'm going to win trophies and where I want to go, and that's not too far from home. So, Rid says smash the like button. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Tata says, what about Iran being treated awful? Governments should stay out the game. World Cup means world and all the world. I'm amazed they sort of let them in it, mate. Not saying they should have done. I'm just saying I'm amazed they didn't try to kick up a fuss over them being in. They earn a place. They should be treated the same as every other team, shouldn't they? So, the Uzbeks just can't defend, says King Hoddle. Correct. Carla says, do you see any English clubs taking Martinez? I don't, if I'm honest. I don't know, to be honest. He's got an unbelievable agent, hasn't he? Keeps getting these big jobs. So, who knows? Who knows? The problem is, if you sit with him, he convinces you he's unbelievable. And he's really knowledgeable. And he's probably a good technical coach. Defensively, he's poor. So I think he would persuade. I think some people would be mesmerised by him and give him a job. But he would suit a European style job, I think. Dixon is a joke, says King Hoddle. Chef's Life said I had to turn the sound on the TV because Dixon is making me throw up in my mouth. Okay. I like Poch, says James Graham. Bet the USA team do. Yeah, they do. Steve Bentham said, do you think we could get Poch after the World Cup? Why not? You know, I think Pochettino, I think he might be interested if you sort of, to use that word. I mean, sorry, just breaking off because they're just showing Ronaldo on the move all the time. It's a brilliant movement. Proper centre forward play. Let everyone else stand still and you move. Brilliant. Sell him the project, and who knows? Why not? Everton, big club. But, got money again. Incredible stadium. Got a core there of players that if you build on could progress. Why not? But would Everton go for him? I doubt it. But why not? Why not? Where are we? CR7 doesn't come near my top 5, says James Graham. Phil Gaiman says, big mistake selling Rooney, what he could have won us. Yeah. They should have gone all in on him and made him captain. at that age to try and keep him. That was his aim in the summer, but the club was struggling for money, Kenwright and all that. And they should have dug their heels in. The lad didn't want to go until they said we're selling you. So that's the frustration. Carl says ITV intro for this World Cup is a belter. Pekka Drudge says, hi, Baz, C. Martinez is available after the World Cup. Job after Moyes. No, God, no. No, thanks. We've done that, haven't we? Erwin says, I could see Martinez rocking up at Fulham or Newcastle. He could definitely go to Fulham because they just clap no matter what. So their fans will probably be made up with him. Carl says USA look like a club team when they play. I think they'll do well. Look a good start. Yeah, they've got a brilliant sort of togetherness, haven't they? They all seem they're energetic. They all seem really together. Pochettino's a brilliant coach. He'll be really well organised. So we'll see. King Hoddle says, Big Dunk sitting next to Keane. I want to see that fight. Dunk could have him everywhere, to be fair. Keane's boss. I love Roy Keane, but I think Dunk could. Hadn't seen Dunk on the bags at Finch Farm. I think he'd take all of the studio together at once. That's a brilliant goal. Brilliant ball from Fernandez and a brilliant finish. Misfits, says Graham. Carla says the fact Fulham are getting Arbeloa is mad. Is it though, Carla? London, he was just given a caretaker role at Real Madrid, wasn't he? He's not a top coach. Now is his chance to really cut his teeth. Can he go in at Fulham and make them better? Build on what Marco did there. We'll see. We'll see how good he really is. But if there's no pressure there, is there? So we'll go in and just be chilled, I guess, if they get him. Tata says, what do you think of Andy Burnham becoming Prime Minister? Do you think he'll help the Blues? Let's hope he does, but I can't say. How could he? How could he help the Blues? But we'll see. Yeah, Fulham are probably going to take Arbeloa, aren't they? They spoke to him sort of last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, so they'll end up with him, I imagine. So, like I said, you go there, you can really get on with it there. There's no pressure. The fans don't care, win, lose or draw. They just turn up for a nice day out. So, yeah. Carla said, not sure I'm wearing Louis Vuitton clothes on the touchline will fly too much in the Premier League. Pekka says, seeing the Tom Brady overlap, good watch and shows them what mentality beast he was and what foot he's missing now. Today's boy millionaires are awful to watch. Wish they cared about winning as a team. Well, they just get given too much, don't they? That's the problem. Without sounding like a grumpy old man, which you probably am, they just get given too much. And I think the other thing with them is they're given too much from a young age now. If you want to get a player and, it's like a Karakari for us, isn't it? Everton offered him a contract and Cagliari have offered him a far, far superior contract at 18. Now, he might look and go, well, the reason why I've gone there is my pathway into the first team. I can be playing first team football soon there. I've had no argument with him there, But he's been given a deal that's probably 5 times whatever and offered him at that young age now. Some lads who were playing in the 21s up and down the country are on huge wages. And yet it's not doing them any favours. Now, if they fall out of football or don't make it or slip down the ladder, they're always going to be sort of conflicted because they've been given this huge money at this young age. Then they have to go down the league to getting far less. That's when a lot of them struggle. Even more so if they fall out the game. So if you're going to give a young player a big contract, I think the wages should be low. And I'll just use easy figures. Say you were going to give a young player 10 grand a week, right? He's 18. We want you to sign. We think you're a really highly rated player. We want to give you 10 grand a week to stay playing our 21s. You see it as a future first team footballer. And they sign that contract. Then maybe something like 9 grand of that should be put in a trust for them somewhere. So they're still getting that money. and it's protected, but they're actually living on, they're only living on £1,000 a week. But you know what I mean? That doesn't then take, it will, because their mates who aren't footballers won't be on £1,000 a week. But maybe the mates might be, again, let's go old school, but say the mates are like plasterers, brick, or whatever, in a trade, and they're getting, I don't know, £500 a week, say. The difference between the two isn't ridiculous, is it? So they're still grounded with their mates. Yes, they're getting this other money in a trust fund somewhere, but they're grounded with the mates. The leap isn't too far away, really. Whereas if you've got mates who are on, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 quid a week, say, if they're working, and you're a young player on 20 grand a week, with some of these young under 21 players are on, you know, some in Chelsea, I believe, are on 40, 30, 40 grand a week. If you're on that money and your mates are on 300 or 400 quid a week, how are you in the same sort of headspace as them? You're not higher. And even things like wanting to build that money and not go and have everything too soon, keep that hunger going, the drive. Just ain't take it off them. That's probably not going to happen, but that's kind of what I would do with these younger players. And I think that way keeps the hunger for them and the drive, and keeps them focused on what they're trying to do. And then you get that togetherness then of players who are all, rather than coming in and your wash bags and they're all driving big 4x4s and all that, they're all fall into everything's the show and not actually the game. So, and you look at like now, I know, Danny, I know they're probably on like £2,000 a week themselves. I was just trying to use simple numbers, but yeah. In fact, yeah, I needed a tile done on my roof, and I haven't sorted it yet. We were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, that can wait. Try to get water in my loft. Bloody hell. The price to replace a tile, they're having a tin bath. But yeah. But that's the thing, is that, so when you get some international, when they all get together and they're playing as well for the nation, and you create that togetherness, they almost go back into what it was like when they were younger and it wasn't all about the money, where some of these, you know, some of them still turn up huge egos and all that. I think that's what sort of Tuchel's done quite well at England. Southgate started it, to be fair. He did try to get it a bit more like a club feel, but like, where are we? All of that going on. Ronaldo, Messi stats are inhumane when you look back, but I can't help think it's something to do with the quality of La Liga. Yeah, maybe. Steve Bentham says, I wonder if the board are looking at managers in the World Cup with Moyes' replacements in mind. Any of you guys going to go to the Newcastle game? No, I'm not going to that. I'm sure Everton are looking at a replacement line for the manager for next summer, getting people on the horizon who they're looking at, who might be in the running, who to keep an eye on for maybe next summer to replace the manager. Mark Chester says, I reckon in the future Moyes will want to manage Scotland. Yeah, that feels like it might be a fit. I don't know whether he will, but it feels like you could see him doing that. Danny Ellis says, bit hard, the chuckling at the ceiling makes a right mess talking about the price of plasterers who are obviously enjoying charging people a bit more money nowadays. Players are coming back out. We're just seeing images of Ronaldo, Vitina, Ruben Dias in the tunnel. But the 3-0 up, Ronaldo now and Bruno Fernandes. There's Black Martinez as well. So 3-0 up, it is game over. It's how many goals Portugal can get now. James Warland says £70 for a pre-season game where the stadium has a running track, not a chance. I did see some ticket prices that weren't 70 quid for the game that were left. Everton haven't hardly sold any, I don't think, at the moment. And I'm sure someone said there was some £35 tickets and stuff. But I might be wrong there. But I don't think we've sold a lot at the moment. It will as it gets closer. I imagine a lot more Blues will go, but they'll want to see players coming in, won't they? Uzbekistan having to make a change. They couldn't have really got any worse in that first half. They were all over the place. And Portugal are making a change as well. Nelson Semedo about to come on as if for Cancelo. Haven't seen yet who he's going on. Yeah, João Cancelo has gone off. And Semedo's on. 3-0 up. Easy. I'm just waiting to... and Conceição coming on as well for Portugal, so a double change it is. I mean, it's game over, isn't it? Let's be honest. So Pedro Neto and João Cancelo off for Portugal, replaced by Nelson Semedo and Conceição coming on. The Juventus winger who Everton did try to get last summer. So we're just waiting for this second half to begin. Portugal are about to restart. 3-0 up, game over. And there we go. And we're on the way. And Portugal have the ball inside their half. 3-0 up. Nuno Mendes with a goal, a brace either side of it from Cristiano Ronaldo. There are we here. Cal says, Troy Deeney said if England lose the World Cup, it'll be down to Pickford. Troy Deeney isn't real though, is he? Fella's a clown. Rubbish footballer. He's an even worse pundit. Porch, 35 quid, James Graham said. That some of the tickets. Yeah, sure that. Portugal can just rest plays now to 3-0 up, says Phil Gaiman. Yeah. James Wallen says, think with the Fringe being on doesn't help hotels. Impossible. Yeah, the Fringe festival's on, isn't it? So it's made everything else worse in up there. Troy Deeney still lives off that playoff goal in 2011 for Watford, said Ian Murphy. Yeah, absolutely he does. Phil Gaiman says, Troy Deeney is a bellend who achieved nothing during his career. Clown calls himself a pundit. Fair play. Tactical touchline says, cracking job, Baz, doing this on your own. Cheers, mate, much appreciated. Portugal coming forward, Conceição on it. We've got 46 minutes and 28 seconds of the game. Knocking it around at the back. And it's back into midfield now. And off they go again. Walking pace almost, João Felix. You know, Mendes on the outside of him. They can just pop it off and just keep possession here, can't they? Now the game's done. And has been done, to be honest, when Ronaldo put them ahead. But here they come again. Ronaldo trying to take it in. Round the corner of Uzbekistan. Give it away, edge of the box. And a shot comes in. Great strike from João Felix. But that was Uzbekistan just giving it away again. They are so lax with the ball. That's a hell of a strike from João Felix. About a foot over the bar, but he hit it really, really well. Steve Bentham says, Troy Darby sounds like, I think he means Deeney, needs to blow his nose all the time. Mr. Hume says, who thought it was a good idea to play Newcastle in a friendly? Well, both teams probably just got asked, you know. A little Premier League opposition in pre-season up there. Tactical touchline says, anyone have a feeling Martinez will manage Everton again Monday? I hope not. Carla says, just like not all former players make good managers, they don't all make good pundits either. You are correct. Carl said, Baz, if you had to compare one ex-Everton striker to Troy Deeney, ability-wise, who would it be? Brett Angel, I would say. Richard Benson says, the best pundits in football never played the game. Channels like this, Troy Deeney being an idiot has nothing to do with him as a player. Phil Gaiman says, we all know pundits in the media have an agenda against Pickford because he's Everton player and not for the cartel Sky 6. It is weird how they go on and on about Jordan Pickford, and yet when they give Henderson a go, for argument's sake, against Senegal a year ago, he was absolutely diabolical. was at fault for a couple of the goals. He was terrible. It's nonsense. They've tried to talk up Nick Pope. He wasn't good enough. They tried to talk up Ramsdale, who's not even a Premier League goalie. They tried to talk up others. Jordan Pickford's simply better than all of them. So, Richard says, professionally, I mean, I know Baz was handy as a striker. I got your point, mate. James Graham says Josh King. It's really compared to Josh King was way better than Deeney. P. Macker says Giroud has been good though. Yes, I quite like Olivier Giroud. He's not been too bad. He's not been too bad at all. Yeah, we've got 49 minutes, 23 seconds. Portugal on the attack again. Uzbekistan pinch it, and it's a free kick on the halfway line. Vitina catching the player. He looks. Is it? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's flicked. It's flicked him on the shin. It is a foul. You didn't get the but you can do. I missed him by an inch, Vitina, but you fouled him. Whether it's an inch or not, you fouled him. Uzbekistan have the ball inside the Portuguese half. It's not for these have been so bad. They really have. They look miles off it at the minute. Uzbekistan, absolutely miles off. This is such a big mismatch. Portugal have the ball inside the box. They get off. Diaz, Nelson Semedo. Rolls it down the line towards Conceição. Spins his market. Will he get there? No. Across, and it's back to the Uzbekistan keeper. He's been. Oh, he almost got caught with the ball. So slow. Uzbekistan, honestly. Ronaldo, keep chasing him down. Nemetov. That is poor. So slow at moving the ball. Cristiano Ronaldo almost took it off him. Crazy. King Alf says must be cooking pass, so that's dedication. It is. It's honest to God, right in here. It is roasting and there's no air. I've got a fan on here, but it's doing nothing. What are you doing in the box? Uzbekistan, dear me. Desperately look like they're trying to concede a fourth. I've got a window open over there, but nothing's coming in. It's just like someone's got the worst hairdryer, like a travel hairdryer with no power in. As a shot comes in from Uzbekistan at the other end. Like someone sat over there with a travel hairdryer with the little two-prong in with like a 3-volt bloody plug or something, and you're just getting... No, actually, you know what it is? It's those fans that you can get, the battery ones, you know, that pretend that they're going to cool you down. That's what it feels like in here. And there's nowhere. I've got the window open. It's probably about 30 degrees in this room. And I've got studio lights on as well. And even me Dr. Pepper is sort of like warm. But I'm sat here watching a footy, having a chat with you lot. And 200 people have joined me. So I can't moan. You know what I mean? And it's a foul to Portugal. We've got 52 minutes, 14 seconds. João Felix brought down, skipping inside. David Earl said, watching Everton, or so I thought. I don't know what that's from, sorry. Ian Murphy said, I've enjoyed Giroud's punditry so far, yeah. Phil Gaming, yeah. The Uzbek keeper being silly, nearly got caught out. He did. Their patterns of play are worse than ours, says James Graham. They make us look like we're really well coached in the final third. That's how bad they are. King Alster's apparently Gay and Spence for O'Reilly and Stones. Is it? Ball comes in. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, that Spence for O'Reilly. Okay. Gay for Stones. Interesting. James is getting AC Baz. John by Aircon. Yeah. That's how hot it is, yeah. Carla says heat likes this, makes me miss the winter. No, I do love the heat, Carla. I'm not going to sit here cry arsing about the heat. It's hot, but I do love the heat. I'd rather be too hot than too cold, to be honest with you. Phil Gaiman says it's still 27 degrees. It's roasting, yeah. James, it's not. It's like it isn't warm. I wouldn't if it got too warm. I wouldn't drink it. But it's when you want it. When I took it out the fridge, it was really cold. It's not really cold now. Once it gets room temperature, I'm binning it. Bit heavy here. King Alf says no. Incredible. You have a lot of admirers. Well, thank you very much. Portugal have won the ball back. Oh. We just about get it back, Uzbekistan. 54 minutes gone. They're breaking forward. They've gone in field. They're going to get caught. Played as a man wide here. Uzbekistan have 3 over. Can the ball come in? He's checked back. It's right to the edge of the box. Shots on. He checks back now. Pops it. It goes a couple of foot wide. Shukarov with the shot. He's claiming a corner. The referee has give the corner. Did it, because if it didn't hit the player, it'll be taken off him. No, it did. It deflected off Bruno Fernandes. Good decision. It's a corner to Uzbekistan. I'm loving the hot water. Just hate the heat. Hot water? I've had Alan Shearer before and hot water now. What the hot weather? Just hate the humidity, says Mark Chester. It's a corner to Uzbekistan, the referee. Black Tim Cale's fuming there. Ruben Diaz, doing this as he talk. Was he like talking about making soup or something? Doing some weird staring. And he's just shoved him away. The referee's just having a word. And the corner now. That's a lovely stadium, isn't it? Hell of a stadium. Corner, and they've gone short. Will it come in? It's got to come in now. Oh, what are you doing? They've changed the angle. The ball's back into the middle. It's headed clear. And Portugal will break. That short corner didn't really work. And here come Portugal. Conceição with the ball. Uzbekistan have got 4 back. It's 4v3 for the moment. They've now done well. And they now have 9 back behind the ball. But it was a waste. They had a corner. It should have gone into the box. It didn't. And Portugal have the ball inside the Uzbek half. Plays around the corner. Fernandes gets it back, popping it off. And Portugal enjoying more possession. We've had 55 minutes, 56 minutes now, Portugal in command, total command as they have been early on. It is a free kick to Portugal. Ronaldo dumped on his backside. He doesn't look happy. Bruno Fernandes cry arson again. David Eeyore says the temperature on my central heating controller said 37 degrees earlier. Wow. James Graham says, same Mark, just a nice breeze. Ian Murphy says, we need a business with blame where you try and convince John to buy air conditioner. If it was like this, like for a few months, we'd get one of those air conditioning units. They're not that expensive, I don't think. But you know what it's like? It's like this for the next week, and then it'll be bloody 15 again and 14. We'll all be back in with the trackies and a jumper. Daniela said, love my visit to Aldi this morning. Aldi's freezing, isn't it? No matter when you go, the winter, it's freezing. And in the... She's loving the Ronaldo shirt she's got on. But I do love the summer. I'm never, ever going to complain at this, mate. It can be a bit uncomfortable, but I absolutely love it. Phil Gaming says, I love days like this. I love the summer. I hate the winter and the cold. King Hoddle said, I love the heat, but it's the humidity that gets to me yet. I think it's 70% humidity in Liverpool today, I think, which is a lot. It's a lot. It's a free kick. Ronaldo's gone it. No, he isn't. Dummied it again. He's gone over the top. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant save. Is he onside? He's got a whack on the ankle. The keeper's done brilliantly well. That was a great work free kick, actually. Is he off? Was he offside? It's brilliant. Let's see. Looks like he's going to take it. Doesn't run. He's miles on. It's a great free kick. And you know what? The keeper's done brilliantly. He is caught by the goalie. That's a great free kick. Bruno Fernandes over the top. Ronaldo does superbly well. And the goalkeeper does catch him, but he does make a good save as well, the keeper. It's his thigh. It's his thigh. He's brave. Ronaldo was caught. Martinez, I don't know what he's asking for. He's at the... It's just a clash, that. It's a corner. As it should be. 58 and a half minutes, Portugal have a corner. That was almost Ronaldo. Would have been a brilliant hat-trick, that one, had that gone in. But it is a Portuguese corner. The referee is pointing Bruno Fernandes is over it and will take it. He's telling him he wants his players to move out and then run onto it. There's a bit of movement in the box. The corner's going to come in. There he goes, arm up. Takes another step. There it goes. It's a low one. Right the way across, and it's in the net. It's in the net. It's 4-0. And I don't know who's got it. Is it João Neves? We don't know. Bruno Fernandes went low with it. Is it an own goal? I'm not sure. It could have gone in off Shukarov, I think. We need to see the replay. It is 4-0 to Portugal. They are in absolute total and utter command. Within the 60th minute. Here it is again. It's a low, it's a clever corner in. Yeah, it's hit. Let's see. João Felix is there. Ronaldo misses it. It's a back heel. It hits Kusanov. It's an own goal. 4-0 to Portugal. It's an own goal. Oh, it's if Kusanov and it the goalkeeper. 4-0. Where are we here? Danny, aircon in shops, I spend more, he says. Phil Gaiman says, dear me, Baz has lost his speech and train of thought because of the heat. Hot water, I know. I don't even know what I was thinking. GSG 1878 says, come to Arizona, Bad. The good doctor and I have some heat to share with you, pal. Oh, yeah, mate. I love all that, mate. I absolutely love it. I hate the cold and it gets in your bones and that's depressing. I love the heat. It's a corner to Uzbekistan, 4-0 down. We're coming up to the 60, having 61 minutes. The corner comes into the box, gone up in the air. The keeper got half a punch on it. Punched it again. It's still around the box. A shot's going to come in. It's blocked, headed back. Down the line. It's a clever ball now. Ball back. He's hesitated, but it's broke penalty spot. It'll be cleared. And Portugal break again. And one ball. They've got him in. Ronaldo. He's picked it up. There's great runs ahead of him. Semedo's there. Conceição. Oh, and it's cut out. Cristiano wasted that. And Uzbekistan will gratefully get it back to the goalkeeper. 61-36 here. Portugal 4. Uzbekistan 0 in Texas. Gareth says we moved into a new office 3 weeks ago and aircon doesn't get installed till the end of July. 100 people, mainly fellas, under the PCs and monitors. Ah, that's not good. That's not good. James Graham said I had my head in the fridge the other day. It's going to get even hotter, isn't it? Thursday, I think, is the one. Ancelotti's eyebrow says, Baz, thoughts on McNeil and Tim heading off? I don't mind it. As usual, worried about replacements. Recruitment team needs a shoulder worth the hype. Absolutely, I have no problem with Dwight McNeil leaving at all. I think it's not really going to damage what we've got. He wasn't really playing anyway. Tim, I liked him, but I understand that if you're looking for midfield players who the manager's going to pick and who are going to sort of genuinely be trying to get in our first team, I don't have a big issue with it. It is about whether we replace them or not. The recruitment team have got to show they can replace them. If Everton would have sold, say, Alcaraz and Irabunum and replaced them with Hackney and Humeland, say, the ones they've been linked with, that would have been an upgrade big time on the two going out. But we'll have to see what they come up with. King Alf says, need one of those cool down towels, Baz, put in water in the back. Yeah, just sat here with it on the back of your neck, yeah. Mark says it'll piss down soon enough and be cold. It will. That's why I'm not moaning about it, mate, to be honest with you. But where are we here? Sorry. Phone's buzzing away. Right, where are we? Danny said I just had my head in the chest freezer. Oh, I had my head in the chest freezer yesterday. James loved it. Portugal on the attack again. It's Conceição up to the box. Cuts back in. Little 1-2 again. It's back outside. Semedo, Vitina, and they recycle the ball back to the halfway line. Ruben Diaz steps forward with it. Pops it in. Lovely little first time layoff from Fernandes again. Out to Mendes. And it'll go back again to Diaz, and Portugal enjoying having the ball. David Eo says, yeah, go to the supermarket to cool down. Cal says, prefer the winter any day. Fair play, mate. I don't, Cal, but that sounds. Where are we? Danny said, I just got in from the park, James, sweat dripping off me. Yeah, ball comes into the box, it's cleared again. Portugal trying to work it out again. Carla says teams like Uzbekistan make me wonder how bad teams they beat to qualify. Yeah, correct. There they go again. Conceição back to the edge of the box. Bettina pushes it in. Conceição little round the corner. Uzbekistan trying to defend, end up playing better passes than the Portuguese are trying to play. Crazy. Tactical touchline says, how bad is my feed at home? I'm 30 seconds behind this. How are you 30 seconds behind me? I've got a feed coming in. The feed's going out through YouTube as well. How on earth are you stuck in a time zone or something? Come on, refresh it. Portugal the ball again. Come back eventually. It goes out to the edge of the box. Lovely little first touch for Tina again. Works it inside. Mendes is clipped. It's another free kick. The scream you could hear from here. 65 minutes, 45 seconds. Portugal have a free kick. 4-0 up in Texas. King Hoddle says, very untidy goal. It offends the football purist in me. Phil Gaiman says, that's a terrible goal. So poor by Uzbekistan. It's amateur Sunday league. Yeah. Yeah. King Hoddle says, how anybody can prefer freezing cold and darkness at 3 p.m. is totally... I know, mate, I don't get it. Listen, each to their own. But I love going for a walk at, like took the dog out last night at 9:30 or something. And it was lovely, still, warm. You know, you got a t-shirt on, it's absolutely gorgeous. The winter when it's dark at 3:30 and freezing. Don't mind it by Christmas, but after that, January, February, and minging. Absolutely depressing. Sherry Swiss has opened Ronaldo, gets another 2 goals. Fair enough. James Graham says, that's my problem. I have no faith in this regime replacing them. Well, it's a new regime. Let's see if they do. Listen, I'm not saying you should have faith. I'm just saying, let's see if they do. It's up to them to start getting us to build our trust in what they're doing, so that as we go forward, we do have faith that they'll replace, and then everyone will calm down again. Portugal trying to slide them through again. Oh, the goalkeeper, that's another terrible ball. What on earth are Uzbekistan doing? Absolutely struggling. By Wednesday, Thursday next week, it'll be back to freezing. Ian Murphy said, I'd love a job in our recruitment team just to see what they actually do. Yeah, be interesting. King Hoddle said, is an expanded World Cup actually a good thing? I think it is. I've loved it. I'll be honest, I've loved it. And I haven't seen, this has been the worst team I've seen. I know Germany put 7 on Curaçao last week, but they equalised, don't forget. And then the keepers had to make a great save. Then he make it 3-1 right on half-time and 4-1 right after half-time, and then the Reds went. But look at Cape Verde. Teams like that, you know. So, and Curaçao drew 0-0 the other day, and the goalie broke the World Cup record. We're at our hydration break in the second half. It's 68 minutes at the time. It's 4-0 to Portugal. It is game over and has been since the 6th minute when Ronaldo scored, let's be honest. There are we. James Graham says long days are great. Absolutely they are. Danny said definitely need them in the Hill Dickinson hood. Richard Benson says watching in Vietnam and I'm a minute ahead, and it's also 40 here, but there's aircon everywhere, thank God. You would need it with that. Mark Chester says winter depresses the shit out of me. I need to emigrate to the sun. I'm with you, mate. I could easily emigrate. That stadium's unbelievable. I would have to take my whole family with me though. And my mum and dad, and I'd have to. That's the only real thing. What would stop me from emigrating? I'd have to take my whole family with me. Ian says Eloy room, in fact, left no room. You are correct. I see what you've done there. Phil Gaiman says Curaçao and Cape Verde have been fun to watch. So an expanding World Cup has been worth it, I think. I do. I really do. These have just been absolutely dreadful today, and it might just be they've had an off day when they've been so poor, or maybe they're just a really poor side, but everything they've done here, they've gifted. Like, don't get me wrong, Portugal have scored a couple of good goals, but they have gifted it. They've made it very easy for them. David Eo loves the winter. Fair play, David. Fair play to you, my friend. Loving the winter. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It does make a big difference to us, and we really appreciate it. GSG 1878 says, yeah, Baz, summer evening walks here at Bosch, spring and fall are unbeatable. You'd be a pig in the proverbial low humidity. Wow, fantastic. Fantastic, mate. Ken Coddle said, that's fair. I think these minnows have stepped up. It's been okay. Yeah, you know what? I've loved it. I know there's a lot of the political stuff isn't great around it, but I've just tried to, as I did with Qatar, to be honest, I've just tried to take it as a football tournament and just look at that. And I know some people will say you can't just do that, but I can, because it's through my eyes, isn't it? So I've absolutely loved it so far. We're going to continue in a minute. Cristiano smiling, and so he should. He's up and running in the World Cup. 4-0 to Portugal, and they're enjoying it as well. Probably about 25 minutes left, isn't there, when they do the added time as well. I think Uzbekistan will bite your hand off now for this end, what it is. They're trying to move the ball 5 yards inside their own half. Stab forward. Diaz controls. Caught in possession. But Uzbekistan aren't good enough to do anything with it. And it's all the way back to the keeper. They've even made Kusanov look average at times. They're back four, putting them under all sorts of pressure. And I think he's a decent defender for City. Here are we here. Richard Benson says, World Cup has been class so far. The groups have worked, and the third place qualification is keeping something to play for. That is correct. Mate, DB Cooper says, winter in some places is great. It's the combination of cold wind and rain that's miserable. Fair play. Carla says, the Scotland fans taking over Boston and going to the baseball games has been brilliant. Yeah. Ian Murphy says, footy-wise, it's been great, to be honest, it has. Here come Portugal again. Nuno Mendes. Ronaldo trying to get half a yard, and that time it didn't get it right, and he's hooked it wide with his left foot. Phil Gaiman says, love a good summer evening and tropical nights. Not good for sleeping, but worth it because we don't get heat waves for very long. Yeah. And Richard Benson says, my OCD would rather have more groups and less third places going through overall, but that'll bring its own problem. Yeah, I get it. We're on 94 likes for this stream so far. Can we get it over 100? Quite clearly, when there's 160 you're watching before, you didn't all hit the like button, which I find a little bit triggering and a little bit offensive. And I'm just doing it on my own. They've given the ball away again. Ronaldo, good save. Denied a hat-trick. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. It's out to the edge of the box again. Here they go again. Fernandez turning inside. Plays a little ball in, and Uzbekistan stop it. They're trying to get And going down the right-hand side, Diaz is there. Diaz goes to ground. The referee, of course, he blows his whistle. And he does. See, this is the thing. Goalkeeper's had a shocker. The goalie thinks he's got all day. The goalie thinks it's walking footy. No one's going to close him down. He's having an absolute shocker here. What I hope they don't start doing, just trying to get him his hat-trick. If it's on and he's the right ball, play the right ball, but come on. Other players want goals as well. GSG says, did Ronaldo have his 50 shots on goal? Carla Byrne haven't seen much of this. He has had quite a few. I don't know sort of how many he's had so far, but he's had quite a few shots. I reckon he's had about 5, maybe 6 shots, but I'd have to check. Smash the like button so it breaks and it's worth it, says Phil Game. Thank you very much, Richard. King Hoddle replies to Richard saying 16 groups with the top 2 going through. Yeah. That gets rid of your OCD, doesn't it? Here's Conceição going on the outside. Again. You know, one of my bugbears, and I know loads do it, but I just wish people wouldn't be so obsessed with having inverted wingers all the time. You know, it's lovely when you get to see a winger who can go on the outside and cross the ball. Having to check back, Conceição here having to check back every time onto his left foot. It's just ridiculous. Just seeing the ref cam for Ronaldo strike. It's a good strike, but it's one the goalkeeper should save, and he did. Richard says, I'm up for it. The groups when the groups are the best bit for me when the games are flying. Yeah, when there's like 3 or 4 games. It goes a bit rubbish when it's like 1 game a day, doesn't it? You start going, what, there's only 1 game? Like, why are you doing us dirty? And I know it might be 2 for a little bit, and then it's 1, and you're a bit like, why are you just giving up? So, we have had 75 minutes and 48 seconds. It's 4-0 to Portugal in total command of the game. And like I said, have been for some time. Ball's going to go through. The keeper should come and claim it. Ball's knocked forward from Uzbekistan. Goalkeeper comes out to get it and slices it forward. Flicked on. Portugal have it again. Now Felix, there's a run on back and Uzbekistan. Blocker, I think it was Fernandez who made the run. Didn't get the ball. Uzbekistan have a little bit of possession. They give it away again. Minute to put under 1. Little tiny bit of pressure. They give the ball away. It's Conceição. Ronaldo looks disappointedly at him, but he keeps possession for Portugal. Bernardo Silva there, pops it off again. Is Semedo. Portugal building down the right-hand side. Back to Conceição. Little ball in, Bettina drops the shoulder, comes off his man, pushes it in. Ronaldo goes down. Uzbekistan now break if he holds it. Just keep going with it. Lad on the right, make the run. It's 3v3 for a second. They've held it up. There's still people trying to join in. Make a run round the corner for him then. They'll go out. Beautiful. A shot comes in. Just over the bar. A little bit better for Uzbekistan. More like it. There's a good touch there on the thigh. Hit it straight away. And it just spun over the bar. But it was worth a go. It was worth a go. Daniela said, imagine being 2-footer for £100 a week. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how they can't use their other foot. Phil Gaming says, I suffer from withdrawal symptoms when it goes to 1 or 2 games a week when we used to 3, 4, 5 a day. I know. It's a real depressing moment when that happens, isn't it? You start to go, I am, Mark Chester says, what score for England, Baz? I'm going 2-1. I think it'll be tight, but I think England will win. 2-1. But like I said, we'll get it. I think we'll get a better idea where they're at. And we'll find out whether Croatia are on the wane and whether England caught them on a day that was beneficial, or whether England are the real deal. I think England got some real quality going forward. So we'll see. Phil Gaming's gone 3-0 England. Carla says, wonder how the game would have gone if the goal wasn't disallowed. Well, yeah, they made them nervy, but to be honest, Carla, watching how easy Uzbekistan give possession away, he can't keep the ball. I don't think it'd have probably made that many. Skippy06 is Baz, I'm going to know Ronaldo gets his hat-trick 17 seconds before you, mate. Yeah, you would. You would. Being in Australia, of course you would. Yeah, I just don't see them. They would have caused any problems, Carla. I think they're so poor on the ball, so poor in possession, that I can't see it. I couldn't see. They've gone 2-1. I think they just made it 3-1. It's knocked forward high. Headed clear by Ruben Diaz, and Vitina brings it forward for Portugal. There's runners right and left. Nelson Semedo, former Wolves fullback, joins in. Now Conceição, the Juve winger, back inside to Vitina. Hold her up. Lovely little first touch. And they're just going to pop it round again, aren't they? It's been easy for them, hasn't it? Oh, almost a tremendous ball forward. Uzbekistan break it up. Floated up. Lovely little layoff that actually on. The idea is right. The execution is poor. It's poor. And Portugal come again. Here they go again. It's Conceição. Silva pops it off. Semedo. Vitina. Yeah, they're just moving it around now, Portugal. Pushed inside again. And dug out again. It's out of this side. Silva. Blocked again. Uzbekistan trying to just block it off. Switch the play. Come back again. It'll go back inside. There's a man on. He's done well that time. They've done well that time. Here they come again. Uzbekistan breaking forward. There's a man on the outside. Played outside. Now, they've got 4 in the box. Ball gets floated in. It's over the heads. It's a flick from Semedo. And Portugal just jog away. Seeing Tony Granton now makes me feel ancient at 51. Remember his fresh face back in the day with Michael Branch. Time is a bastard. It certainly is, mate. It certainly is. Here comes Mendes. Oh, it's going to be a corner, is it? Will he save it? No, it's a corner to Uzbekistan. Oh, Skippy, sorry, you're in the USA. Well, you know, 06, Skippy, 06. But in the USA. Whereabouts are you, mate? Whereabouts in the States are you? Let me know where you're all what. Why don't we do this? Because, you know, it's gone a little bit flat. 81.55. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments section. Because why wouldn't you? And if you haven't subscribed yet, just do it. I appreciate you. Vitina is going off. The Portuguese fans clapping him. And he's replaced. Vitina took off his hairband. He's had another excellent game, hasn't he? And he is being replaced by Rafael Leao. Where are we? Chester says Steve. California is Skiffy. Tactical touchlines in Doha. I love this bit because Ped's not here, so I can ask you. David Earl says Liverpool. K-Dog, no, I'm not doing an England watch. I'm going at home to watch it with me dad and with me lad, mate. Liverpool Heighton says Phil Gaming. St. Helens says Danny Cathcart. Royal Blue Ridge says watching my lads training in Llandudno. It's warm, isn't it, for training? Although my lad's playing tomorrow night, it's going to be roasting. GSG says Scottsdale, one of the many Phoenix suburbs. Yeah, the Scottsdale. Ian is in Lancaster. There you go again. Here's Lau. There. Oh, Rafael, what on earth? What was that? He come again. Semedo. Conceição. Pops it to the edge of the box. Fernandez deflects, keeper makes the save, and it's cleared. Richard says, Da Nang, Vietnam, here for a year. Toffee TV keeps me connected to home for sure. Is right, mate. Thanks for watching. The lovely Walton says, Danny Ellis. Ireland says Celtic Vape. And it is a free kick to Uzbekistan. 84 minutes gone. 4-0 Finance. Almost making it 5. It's a good save from the keeper. Uzbekistan at the throw. Thrown inside. A little back heel flick. Give possession away again. Ball through. Ronaldo. Falls over. He was offside. Anyway. Been good. Thank you everyone who's decided to watch this game along with me. I do appreciate it. We have about probably 11 minutes left of the game itself with the extra time. As Uzbekistan come forward looking for a consolation. They did have a fantastic goal disallowed at 2-0. The referee adjudged there being a foul. It looked like it looked like Cancelo had already lost the ball. Ball goes in. It's dealt with. There's Conceição in his right back position. Pops it off. That's lovely. Played away out fantastically well. Portugal and Conceição picks it back up inside the Uzbekistan half. Does 2-step over, tries to go inside, gives possession away. And Uzbekistan win a throw-in. 70% went for the Portuguese victory in the poll. Over 1,000 of you voted in it. Portugal, well, over 1,000 of you voted. 70% had Portugal as the winner, and you're right. James Graham says he fishes the Lancaster Canal. Fair play to you, mate. GSG, I'm going to go home and watch it with me dad and with me lab mate. In the house, and maybe eat something. You never know. So, yeah, 3 generations watching it at home. $4-0, 2 for Ronaldo, 1 for Nuno Mendes, and an own goal. That's a foul. Free kick to Portugal. 86-25, Nuno Mendes fouled. Phil Gamer says only 70% though. Thought Portugal would win, really. Maybe the other day. They saw the other day and, saw how Portugal were. Portugal in round the back again. Semedo in low. It's blocked. Rafael low. It's 5-0 to Portugal. Brilliantly finished. Semedo cut it back. And you just know Cristiano's fuming that it wasn't him who put the ball in the net. But he was in there. He was in there. Semedo done well. Kusanov looks distraught. Brilliantly finished from Lau. 5-0. They've absolutely spanked them, haven't they? MTTT5RS says, have you been to watch SHB Da Nang? They did an Everton-style last day of the season win to avoid relegation. David Hannon playing for them this season. David Hannon, what a guy. Yeah, it was. Mr. Dunes watching in Halewood. King Alfie was defo wishing it was him, wasn't he? Look at him running back, but he does get out the way. And Lau, it's a lovely finish from Rafael Lau. The Conceição fella reminds me a bit of Shaqiri. Mark Chester says time for a 6, yeah, and Ronaldo hat-trick. Quite possibly. But still, what? Going to be about 8 minutes left, I reckon. 7 minutes. Danny says, anybody been or going to Hill Dickinson to watch the game? I don't know anyone who's gone, but I'm sure they would be. James says 30% mustn't have known how bad Uzbekistan are. No. I don't know Football FC. Says, Baz, would you be interested in Bergvall for Everton? Yeah, I think he's an excellent player, Luke. I think he's, you know what, Bergevall, I'd seen him before Spurs got him. I was gutted when they got him. Obviously, Barca and teams like that were after him. I think he's a real good prospect. But I think he'd probably want to go to somewhere like Dortmund, I imagine. It seems to be the place to go, doesn't it? Excellent footballer, though. Ronaldo fuming, says Phil Gaiman. We did try to get Contrasau in the summer, but he'd been on loan, hadn't he, anyway, and wanted to go back there, so we didn't really have a chance. But yeah, he was one we were very, very interested in. 89 minutes, 10 seconds. It's Portugal 5, Uzbekistan 0. Contrasau round the corner. Semedo, is this the moment? Digs it out. It's over the head of Ronaldo. And Uzbekistan will try and get it clear. And it is smashed up to the halfway line. Returned. Back again. They come again. Mendes. Fernandes. Contrasau sips inside. But Uzbekistan crowd them out. Clear it, but give it away again to Portugal. Lau, lovely little 1-2. Rafael Lau there off. Popped in. Trying to get it back. Uzbekistan that time defend properly. Fella just does a random step over, no one near him. And now Uzbekistan break. Oh, he's running back into traffic still. Maintain the ball. Here they go again. Little ball in field. Stepped inside. Chance of a shot here. There's men over. What are you doing? He's held it up well. There's a man over. They've got an overload. It's gone wide. Does it come in? No, it's gone back. 5 additional minutes will be played. We've played 27 of them already. We almost robbed them again there. They've caused a lot of their own issues. They really have. Of Portugal. Yeah, Ronaldo will be chucking the kitchen sink at Uzbekistan trying to get a hat-trick. Says Phil Gaiman. Uzbekistan keeping the ball here. We've had 55 seconds. And Uzbekistan win a free kick. Rafael Lau catching the player. We've played 91 minutes and 5 seconds. 5-0 down. So Portugal are just showing Rafael Lau strike again. He's swept it in with the right foot into the net. 87 kilometres per hour. Portugal 5. Uzbekistan 0. And Lau. It's a free kick to Uzbekistan. We've got bodies in the box. Can the delivery be decent? In it comes. It's a deep one. It's a comfortable catch. But a goalkeeper who goes long early, trying to catch them out. Not a great kick, but Portugal will have it. It's headed. Contrasau controls it on the butt. And took a couple off. Ankle feet from Nelson Semedo. Fernandes. It's party time for Portugal now. It's back again. The switch is on. Going right to left. That's a great ball, and Lau picks it up. 2 to contend with. And the referee gives a free kick. And we have got less than 3 minutes left. Well, about 2.5 minutes left. Yeah. Mark Chester says Tramier could beat the Uzbeks. Davo 594 says Messi the goal confirmed yesterday. Yeah. Oh, the ball in. A shot there. It was Trincao, was it? That was very, very close. Didn't Trincao go to Wolves as well on loan? They've had all of these, haven't they? They've had Semedo, Vitina, Trincao. Oh, Trincao, Pedro Neto. Love a good Portuguese, don't they? The referees give a free kick. Portugal, has he? Yeah. I don't know. Football FC says you had a stream with an older gentleman early today. He's right, with expiring contracts and a few sales coupled with stadium revenue, Everton can spend 175 million transfer fees with 20 to 25 added in wages. That's John. Yeah, John's very up on all his business. It's whether I don't think Everton will spend that much. It's got to be a desire to do it. And there's got to be sort of a real, getting players and making sure that the players they get are the ones they want, not overpaying. But definitely it shouldn't be penny pinching again. King Hoddle says didn't need confirmation, Dave. Yeah, they did have Jota, they did have João Moutinho, they had Ruben Neves as well, didn't he? Lane will be fuming. He will be fuming. Steve Bento says the Uzbekistan manager looks like a mob boss. It's Fabio Cannavaro, one of the greatest defenders ever. Italian centre-back. Ronaldo commits a foul. It's webbed into the crowd. And we've got about 30 seconds left for Uzbekistan to get this game over. They will hate this. Mark Chester says, Baz, you think it'd be better if Italy and Poland were in it? Why? Neither of them are very good, are they? I do the great names. Oh, Ronaldo, that was your moment. And he's missed it. I don't know. If they were better teams, yeah, but they should have qualified, the pair of them. And he didn't. It'd be better if Wales and Ireland had got in it as well. And Northern Ireland, they all had chances to qualify and blew it, didn't they? But that is it. Portugal have won by 5-0. A tremendous display from them. They were too good. Cristiano Ronaldo with a brace. Rafael Lau, Nuno Mendes and an own goal for Portugal. They've been excellent. A great win for them after the disappointing results against Congo for them, really. But that's 4 points for them now. They've absolutely smashed Uzbekistan, who were really, really poor, let's be honest. Contributed to their own downfall. Shocking use of the ball. And they were just too good. Where are we? Here, Baz says, Dosbic. Hello, mate. James James says, we have money, not stupid money. King Alv says, thank you, Baz, spending time with the subscribers. Thank you very much, mate, for choosing to listen to me waffle on for 2 hours. Really appreciate it. So it's ended 5-0. So obviously Kusanov's in tears. They were destroyed. If they had others a bit more like you, Kusanov, it might have been a different story altogether. I'm just looking of England. The England team has been named. I can give you that. It's Jordan Pickford in goal, Reece James at right back, Ezri Konsa, Mark Gay and Jed Spence. That's a back four. Noni Madueke, Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Anthony Gordon and Harry Kane up front. For England, that is your starting 11. For Ghana, it is Asare in goal, Senia, Ajite, Poku and Mensah. That's the back four. Yerenki, who was excellent. He's got the winner, I think, in the first game. Thomas Partey, Kwasi Sibo, Iniaki Williams, who's pure pace. Jordan Ayew, who isn't great. And Semenyo. So they're your lineups for England against Ghana in an hour's time. Kicking off in Boston. Let's hope England can perform the way they did the other night. James Graham says, cheers, Baz, especially on your Todd. Thank you very much, mate. I don't know Football FC, says the Chinese owners of Wolves also had a joint venture with Jorge Mendes. Yep, they did. Richard says, great stream, cheers, Baz. Thank you very much. King Coddle, cheers, Baz. Tactical touchline, cracking effort, Baz. Well done. Have a great evening all. We do need an aircon. Cheers, Baz, and everyone have a nice night. Thank you very much. Like you say, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, on your way out. But people, I'm going to see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the England game as well. Thanks for watching. See you later. Good night.